What's your biggest achievement in the sport minus titles?
My biggest achievement in the sport minus titles or any results, right?
Yeah, whatever you feel like stands out, whatever accomplishment feels like the biggest one. Just not championships, because that's pretty obvious.
Probably for me, one that's probably more of a personal one is just 2020, wanting to quit and retire, and then rebuilding from that to what I am now. I think that is a pretty epic kind of, for myself, you know, like being pushed to the breaking point and then rebuilding and coming back better and stronger.
That's a pretty good one, actually. I'd probably say my Hangtown race last year. Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat, yeah.
Minus titles and wins?
Yeah, that's too easy.
Well, that's like the only thing that matters.
Okay, all right.
I mean, winning is winning. It's the best thing, and it's why I line up. So, other than that, I don't know. I guess.
Honestly, that's a great
I guess
answer.
it's the only thing that's on my mind.
I feel like the level where I got to ride, for example, last year in outdoors, I probably never thought I could reach that level. Well, I never thought about it even. So getting to ride at that pace and doing the things we do, it's super cool. So as a kid, I always look up to those guys doing it, and right now I'm one of them. So I think that.
Well, I would say biggest achievements away from racing are having babies for sure. So that's awesome. But in the sport, my championships. You know, I think the 250 Supercross championships definitely are my biggest achievements. And you know, anytime you win a 450 race is huge achievements as well. But I would say my 250 championships, Supercross.
Minus the wins. I don't know. I would say probably coming back from the years that I had in like 2019, 2020, and 2021, like just surgery after surgery and big injury and losing a rod and, you know, not really knowing what I was going to have and running the firepower team out of my house and kind of coming back from that, like back onto a star team, kind of, you know, wasn't necessarily like they had to have me, but just making it onto that and taking advantage of that as good as I did, you know, that's a huge. I mean, it's something that I've always done since I was an amateur. Like I've always gave it 110%, like every single time I'm on the track. So like I never give up. So that's not something that like I didn't believe in myself that I could do, but it is hard to go through that stuff.
I mean, dude, I think seeing how my kids have turned out, being respectful, kind around others, I think that's a reflection of the parenting, which that doesn't come with a handbook. I think that's that's the biggest accomplishment for me personally, is seeing them be successful.
Probably graduating high school. That was, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. Actually, I didn't even want to graduate high school. I was like, Mom, I got this. I'm just going to race dirt bikes and make money. But they're like, no, anything can happen. If you don't race dirt bikes, you're going to want to have, you want to be able to graduate high school. So maybe graduating high school.
Well, I'd like to say my kids, right? My first daughter and getting married, stuff like that. So those are big accomplishments, life accomplishments. Probably my proudest trophies I'll have from obviously until I die. But career-wise, I think it has to be just, 450 Supercross championships for sure.
In Houston 2018, I got like pretty much a last place start, and I came back and I won that main event. So I think that would probably be up there for sure.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think my biggest achievement in my career is being able to make it through my first few years, because they were really, really tough, and to be able to just, you know, when you're that age, you're that young, it's hard to be able to roll up the sleeves and get to work whenever those hard times happen, and I'm happy that I was able to make it through that hump.
Biggest achievement minus the title? Man, honestly, I feel like there's an achievement award when you do hit the ground. You have to get back, shake it back. Like Anaheim won for me.
Yeah.
The bottom falls out, pretty much the bottom falls out. Then you're like, got to collect yourself, and you know you got to go out there and keep doing. And you know, it just shows heart, right? While you're doing this, and you know, there's a lot of people that depend on you, and you have so much hype for yourself. So I always think like when you overcome little things like that, that means more than a win.
I'd say just being the best Brazilian to ever do it like on a international stage. I'd say, I guess. I don't know, and hopefully I'm not the last one. You know, I want other Brazilians to do it too.
In the sport, I would say just where I am at this very moment, like rebounding from how I did things to how I do things now. It might not seem like a big deal, but to me it's a big deal. I lived my life and my career a certain way, and I don't think that was the best way I could have lived it. And now I find myself trying and at least in most times being able to live it how I think I should. So to me that's a big deal, and I think because of that, things are going to happen for me.
I think one is going pro at 16. I was really young when I went pro, and that was always the goal when I was young, was to go pro at 16. And then second one would be winning Daytona. I think that was a bucket list for me since I was a kid, was to win a race, and I think to win it at Daytona was amazing. So I definitely have to say those two, but hopefully there's more than one win. But yeah, as of now, Daytona.